Mario, Gianluca, welcome to Homo Sound.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to see you again here and to have this chat. How do you guys meet?
We moved to Berlin like 4 years ago, something like that. And yeah, we met in the club. I remember at Berghain. And yeah, it was the first time we met in person. And yeah, we spoke about how much we like the work of each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a great time for sure, and we decided, like, I think was an idea that came from both of us to trying to collaborate, to make music together, just to have fun in the studio. His whole studio was very close to my place, so
Okay.
I was going there and we were just writing some sketches, and everything started from them. And
Yeah.
we enjoy it.
It was during the pandemic, so the only thing we could do was spending time in the studio. So yeah, it was very natural and very natural thing, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah.
definitely.
So it evolved like at the start, you were not thinking about force reaction yet.
No. We don't even knew each other at the beginning,
Yeah.
you know. So
We met and we get to know each other thanks to the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
We come from different cities. He's from Madrid. I'm from a little town close to Bari in South Italy, and we just connected because of the same mentality and producer process. I don't know how to explain. Also,
Yeah.
we have the same taste in terms of DJing, and we think we have so many things in common. That's the key,
Yeah.
I would say. And after we got to know each other, we said, okay, we should try to make some music together, and we met. Then the pandemic happened, and then that was the best excuse to create the project.
We were talking about force reaction, the name. And the idea was that two forces get together and then there is a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who came up with the name?
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, I think it was by me. Yeah.
Mario was the main
The brand.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the beginning the name was different, was another name, but we were not sure about it, and then Mario came up with Force Reaction, and I enjoyed it, so I said yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know from where, but yeah, when I told it to Gianluca, we both agreed that it was a powerful meaning. So yeah.
Yeah. Were there, if you remember, other names that you said you considered but you discarded?
There was one, Control Abuse, but then we used it as a title of one of our tracks on my label on the VA. Because we enjoyed the name, but was more a title name than an
Yeah,
artist
that's an
name.
artist name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So eventually, I mean, you use it for other things, for
Yes.
the
Yeah.
track. Yeah. And so when you produce together, how do you organize the production process? Always together, or will you produce independently and you swap tracks?
Okay, we start together. I mean, we start and finish together. We always produce from the first kick till the last drop, and yeah, we always been producing together, like mixing our styles from zero. And also, for example, the arrangements and the mix downs, we always do it together. Not because we don't trust each other, we of course trust, but we enjoy the journey, the experience,
Yeah.
the journey of creating the track together. Because from creating one single track, we could have in the end different tracks, like different ideas. We go through different ideas, sounds, textures, and we enjoy basically the process. Then music comes out, but at the center of everything there is the enjoyment.
Yeah. And it's also very refreshing to do music together with someone, and even more if that guy is your friend, like, because we always spend much time in the studio but alone, so every time you're alone it's a different approach to making music, but when you are with someone it completely changes, and you learn a lot in the way the other person works, so it's like sharing our methods of work, you know. So I think it's also very important, and we learn a lot during these years working together, you know.
Absolutely. I think, for example, that I've been learning so much from Mario because he's more, I would say, nerd than me, of course. And I've been showing up with my new music, for example, which is gonna come soon. I can feel the improvement, and this is thanks to force reaction, absolutely. So basically, sharing the studio is for sure a good thing, especially if you know the person who is next to you.
Yeah. And it's also important because we now have the same studio, so we share it. And he's the first person I always saw the music, and the opposite, you know. And it's we really trust each other, and we are always very sincere with the other, you know. So I think it's also very important to have something like this.
It's super important because, as you said before, you're friends now, and that is beyond music. You're supporting each other, but also with music, the work process is much better. Like you improve.
And we are also very honest with the other. If we don't like something, we are totally free to tell it to the other. This is very important also in terms of improving with your music.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't do this, we don't have the project for exposure, for example. We do it because it's our life, you know, and we enjoy to do it. If I don't, personally, if I don't enjoy something, I don't do it.
Yeah. And so I really like this topic of like how you are kind of evolving with each other and maturing in your production. What is one thing, for example, Mario, you learned from Gianluca? Then I'll ask you the same question.
I will say that his vision is very clear when he starts a track. For me, sometimes I start to produce. Sometimes I don't know which way I should take in a track, and with him, I learn this. You know, like he's very precise, very consistent in the way he works with the track. I learned from him this.
Like having a plan.
Yeah, having a plan, you know, because me, I really like to experiment, and sometimes I don't have a proper goal with the track I'm working on, you know, so with him, I really feel this, like I learned this from him.
And me, the opposite. I've learned that not every track needs to have a plan, because usually I produce with a plan. Like I feel inspired from anything, another track or any sound. And then I say, okay, maybe I want to create first the drums and then the main synth and then everything else surrounding the track, no? With Mario, I've been learning that it's also nice to just jam and experiment with the sounds, starting somewhere else instead from the kick, and go through and go deep with your mind and brain, actually, and the machines, of course.
Yeah. It sounds like you, in this way, you complement each other.
Yeah, that's why I think the project works, you know, because
we support each other and we respect, each
and
other.
it's different way of seeing the conception of a track, but they complement super well both visions, you know. So.
And I think the same is happening in the DJing side.
Right.
Because we are different as DJing, as we have a different style of DJing, but also very similar, It's just some details that change and makes the difference when we play together. I think it's a proper force reaction, It's fun.
It works. Yeah. I remember one of the first time, I think I've heard you playing together RSO, maybe December 2020.
Yes.
Like almost a year ago.
Last year,
Yeah.
That was a very good experience. Like, I mean, RSO, great place, great room. How did you feel about that? Like, was it it wasn't the first time for sure that you were playing together, but in RSO, yes.
In RSO together, yes. And it was funny because we played the night before at Fuse in Brussels, and we came directly from the club without sleeping. We just arrived to Berlin, took a shower in our flats, and came directly to the club to play together. And
It was wild.
It was wild, and it was a long weekend, but wow, when we finished the set, we realized Wow, that was intense, and we did it. You know, like I think, of course, everyone can do it, but we were proud. You know, like doing we. I can say we did a proper set and without sleeping, super tired. So yeah, the feeling after finishing was super great.
Yeah.
I can remember. It was an amazing weekend. Yeah. I think that was basically one of my favorite
Yeah,
nights we had and
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
yeah. The whole weekend was
The
super
whole
nice.
weekend was super nice.
Because
Yeah.
it's also nice to have all this experience together with your friend, you know,
Yes.
like
And also
And
super
traveling.
nice to keep those force reaction experiences like by our choice we don't have many gigs as force reaction because we wanna keep the project, a boutique project, I
Yeah.
would say,
Yeah.
like for great opportunities to enjoy at the best.
Yeah. All then together as well, like presenting.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you currently working on new music? If you can talk about it.
yes, we are working on new music. We have been working a lot these last months, years, no, I will say. But the thing is, we have been making a lot of improvements in the studio since last month, so we are not working as fast as we would like to. But yeah, we never stop. You know, we are writing ideas. We have a few projects already, but yeah, we just need
To finalize actually.
yeah to finalize them.
Because
Yeah.
we produced a few tracks in the last year, and we also tried to the experience of letting the tracks mixed from another engineer, and we are very happy of it. And we are actually artists that we are always looking to improve ourselves, so the process is taking more time. Whenever you want to do something better, it takes time. It's natural process, so we keep going without forcing too much. And also in the between we moved the studio, as Mario said. We moved from a place to another, and also we built the acoustic, and we invest some of our energy in the studio. Now we are finally happy with the studio and the acoustic, so we are getting a little bit faster. But also with the shows, and after the pandemic, we are a bit slow, but for a good reason.
Yeah. You
We
think-
have no rush, you know, and we
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
improve and make something interesting, you know.
Yeah,
So
we have some new
yeah.
music ready. Maybe we will going to release next year or soon, but we have no rush exactly.
As a general advice to other producers, for example, on the mixing part, do you think people should really consider getting help from a mastering engineer, someone that technically helps them with, yeah,
For me, it's a question I've been asking myself for a long time.
yeah,
I think if you have the chance, I will recommend to mix it with another person, you know, because when you are working in a track, you lose the objectivity with it, you know, and after I don't know many hours or many weeks working on the track, is
yeah.
your ears get used to it, and you probably will miss some parts, you know, and yeah, I think it's important to have someone external to the track to mix it. Anyway, before that, you should work as much as you can on the parts of the track, you know. So yeah.
I think anyway, mixing, of course, is not the part of the creative, artistic way, But I think that before to go and mix the tracks with someone else is anyway good to push yourself to the limits and do the thing
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the best you can, because it's part of the improvement process, and it's important to know
Of course,
and to
yeah.
get on
Yeah.
the points, on the different
Yeah.
points. And then what I'm saying in other words is basically to the newcomers to don't get paranoid if their tracks doesn't sound the best, you know. It's a process, it's slow,
it
so
takes time, yeah.
you take time and you just try to do your thing at the best, and then slowly, if you go hop and hop step by step, then you can think to move to someone else to let your track mixes and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I always remember when I started, Oscar Mulero told me like the difficult part is the creative part, you know, like the important thing is to have an idea. The technical part, you will get it after years, after a lot of hours in the studio. And now for me it's been more than 10 years producing music, and I realized that like the creative part is something not everyone could have. The technical part, of course, is question of training.
and it's a job
It's
that
a job,
someone can do. But still, you know, it's better to know the job at the
Of
best.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
Also because mixing is also creative. It's part of the creative process.
Yeah,
You
for
want
sure.
an element
Can
of
be very
sound.
creative, of course.
Absolutely, the mixing is doing the difference for every track. That's why I'm suggesting to, you know, to experiment ourselves, yourself, to mix the track as you want, and then when you're happy with it, you can even try to have another person,
Yeah, another vision.
another
of
vision,
thing, yeah.
another version of the track mixed by someone else.
For me, it's the most it's the most difficult part of when you are doing a track. But after all this time, I started to enjoy the process of mixing the track. I always hated, to be honest, because it's where I destroyed most of my tracks. You know, but now after all this time, now we have a proper studio also, and that makes the difference. Like now, I'm starting to enjoy this part of the process.
Yeah. So think about your production when you started producing compared to now. So for you, it's been 10 years or more, right?
Yeah, producing more professional 10 years, but I started a bit before. Yeah.
Yeah, even before.
Yeah.
And for
For
you?
me, about 8 years. Yeah, about 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit younger than Mario. Yeah.
And so, okay, so it's been like 8 years and something for you, Gianluca, and then 10 years plus before. And this is full time, or it's part time? You were doing other jobs in the meantime.
For me, it's full time since 10 years now. I started the Paul Group when I was at university studying my degree, and luckily I had the chance to enter in this label. And yeah, from that time, I'm dedicating full time to this job.
Yeah, music for me has been my full-time job since the very beginning. I'm DJing since 15 years, and I was 15. So, just this. For some reasons. I can explain if you want, but I don't.
please.
Yeah. I mean, I've been just working with the music because I was organizing parties, like I was a promoter of school parties, and then I was also DJing for my own parties and DJing in bars in South Italy, and then slowly I became a resident for a few clubs in the area, and I've been just DJing the whole life.
Yeah, well, it's worked out, and
Yeah,
it's impressive
I mean,
also.
I was living at my parents' house till I was 25, 26, so I didn't pay the rent, you know, for a while. It was a choice because I wanted to focus on the music and I didn't want to go out from my place before that age because I wanted to get focused on the music, on the scene, and the producer side, having the time to do everything related to the music. Because if I was going to work, then of course I was going to have more money to live my life, but then less time and energy to invest in the music. So I preferred to have okay life, but focused on the music.
Yeah, which is a brave choice because I think not everybody wants or actually is able to do it. It's tough. It's a tough choice, right? Because most of society tells you get a job that is safe, you get enough money now to have good quality of life. Music is like it's too risky for people to take, right?
Of
The
course.
thing, not many people want to take the risk. You know? I think both of us took it, and at some point, we decided to invest all of our time on doing music, and
I think that taking risks in life is the best thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I suggest.
Yeah, it's a beautiful topic for me. It's super interesting. And was there a moment in both of your careers where you thought, "Fuck, the risk that I took from whatever years ago now are paying off"?
Yeah.
Me, every day I'm going to the studio, I have this feeling like, wow, I'm the luckiest person in the world, because I'm going to the place where I want to be. Even if I was not dedicated to music, I would love to be in the studio. So I feel like the luckiest person in the world. I don't mind the money, anything. Like for me, being able to go to the studio every day pays off everything.
Let's talk about doubts, self-doubts. Did you ever feel like self-doubts, like, "Fuck, what am I doing in my life?"
Every time.
Every day when I go to
Every
sleep.
day, yeah.
Yes.
Still now, I have thousands of doubts every day, but it's part of the job also. I
Yeah.
think this job is also has a very important mental part on it. And yeah, of course there are doubts. Even more if when you are writing music or you are dedicated to this kind of life, doubts are there every time because now this thing is working, but who knows in 10 years? But the risk is still there. But at the same time, I'm also very happy that I'm able to do what I like the most. So yeah, it's like a continuous fight, I will say, between happiness and doubts. But yeah, it's also what makes you alive, having these kind of doubts, I will say.
Absolutely. I think that if you are an artist, a professional person that works in a art or stuff like that, you must have doubts because if you don't have, you are not humble. And that means that you are so strict with your mentality and your vision. And that makes you not able to get on a better position of
Yeah, to
yourself.
grow, yeah.
To grow, exactly.
Everybody would have doubts, right?
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's part of the job of being an artist. Means it's really part of the job description, right?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's
just
normal.
you have to say stay strong,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stay strong and try to find the way out
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very important to not letting the doubts control
yourself.
yourself.
Your action and your decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, when you started, you moved to Berlin for music, essentially, right? Was that a big doubt, moving from your hometowns to Berlin?
For me, yes, it was a big deal because I've been always super close to my hometown and my parents, my friends, and I was a bit afraid to leave everything and build a new life. But in the end, I'm really happy I took this decision because basically I went out from my comfort zone and I test myself in a new experience and is always a good decision, a good choice to test yourself in out from your comfort zone.
For me, it was not a really hard decision because I was planning to move to Berlin since long time. And yeah, of course, was hard to leave my family, my friends, but I needed to change my environment. And yeah, Berlin was the
Yeah.
perfect place for that because I had already many friends living here, and yeah, everything was super easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course, I miss my friends, my family every day, but wow, Berlin gave me many good things, things I didn't even expect to have at this point of my life. So
Yeah.
yeah, I will never regret
Yeah.
moving here.
It feels like that, and I think I've read in previous interviews that you both gave that for both of you, Berlin has always been a source of inspiration. Probably like also clubs like Berghain have been very inspiring for you. Do you still feel the same way now that you are 5 years in?
Yeah.
For me, absolutely, yes. Of course, not every time you go out, you come back home with this inspiration. But well, the days you really feel this inspiration. Well, I come back home with a big smile in my face, and that day for me makes the difference.
Yeah.
Like it's a feeling I cannot even express with words. Like seeing an artist I like killing it in the club and with a proper sound system for me is the best experience ever. Like I feel I could be inspired for a week or for weeks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just for with this experience. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, Berghain has been the biggest inspiration, to be honest. I've been creating music thanks to that place. I'm literally beloved to that place because it's the place where I go to dance, the place where I go to have my experiences. And for sure, every time I go out from the place, I'm inspired to make my own music, especially when I go to see a DJ, which I'm super inspired of by, sorry. And but yeah, I'm a dancer. I really love to dance, and I spend many hours in the dance floor because I like to connect with
Yeah.
the people, and this is also an inspiring thing for me. So
That's also why we are very close friends because
Yeah.
yeah,
we love to be on the dance floor, listening to the artists we like.
yeah, enjoying
Yeah,
the dance
yeah,
and the connection
yeah.
with the DJ and with the crowd. And of course, as DJ, I would say I'm a producer because I'm a DJ. So first of all, I'm a DJ and then a producer, and I add this. I can say I just started to produce because I understood that the producer side of every artist is like the business card of us, no?
Yeah.
So when I see someone else DJ, I love to dance and to get inspired from the sounds that are going to be then the basics to create a new track and make then your music, create your music. So yeah, for sure, without clubs,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be inspired.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big source of inspiration for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, many
many.
For me, it
artists.
was for me it was the main thing of moving to Berlin.
Yeah.
Was I wanted to be inspired, and sadly in Madrid was not possible because of many things.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for sure.
Berlin is the perfect place for that. If you really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been creating a lot of music when I was living in Italy, but I think the best part of me came out when I moved to
Exactly.
Berlin because of the clubbing
Yeah.
experience. And in Italy, in South Italy, was not possible to have these Berghain experiences. So the music has had an evolution. And also, I think that at some point, any artist has an evolution also of the inspiration.
Yes.
If now is the club, in 10 years could be another place, any other environment. So it depends because I think our soul, our brain is always in evolution. So also the inspiration part.
Yeah. And there was something, Gianluca, for you that I read in another interview, which was you always DJ and produce with the intention to make people ecstatic.
Yeah.
So it's really connected to people dancing.
Yeah.
And do you think with some of your tracks or some of your gigs, have you fulfilled that intention?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Proudly, yes, because it's not easy to get on that moment, but sometimes somehow it happened and I could feel it when it happens because I can just see the people smiling and they just have another you can see they are in another dimension.
Yeah.
About the producer side, of course, I'm very happy when I see the other DJs. My goal as producer is to see the other DJs playing my music, for example, and it's happening a lot. And I'm thankful for this, and I'm also happy to see the people are enjoying my music getting played from the DJ around me. It happens sometimes when I'm dancing to see the people come to me say, "Hey, this is your track the DJ is playing," and
Yeah.
me, yeah, thanks. It's a good
Yeah.
feeling.
It's a very good feeling. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing that people appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
People you respect, especially.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity of living what I said in that interview. Yeah,
Super interesting. Congrats.
thank you.
Yeah. And Mario, for you, another interesting thing that I found about you in another interview was that you always think about your sets as a journey with constant tension and release.
Yeah.
How do you create tension and release with tracks when you're selecting tracks?
Yeah, as Gianluca said before, we are people that we are most of the time on the dance floor. Yeah, every time I'm selecting the music for my sets, I would like to see myself on the dance floor listening to it. So yeah, I put so much care in the selection of the tracks, like the quality, the sounds they have. Yeah, I always look for something else that's just physical sounds. I really enjoy creating a journey, and yeah, every track has to mean something in the whole set. So yeah. I put so much time on the way I organize my music and the order I want to play those tracks. And yeah, but when I see the reaction of the people, or when I really feel I'm in control of the room, wow, it's a feeling that is
Yeah.
really hard to put into words.
Yeah. Do you tend to prepare the playlist of your sets? You have a folder for that set?
Yeah, every time I'm playing in a club, I select one by one the tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, of course I have like my main folders with all the music I've been playing from 10 years to now, like divided by styles or by vibes or by different characteristic. But for every set I'm doing, I select one by one the tracks I want to
Yeah.
play.
Do you tend to imagine what the club is going to be in the vibe, and then you select based on that?
Yes, I mean not doing the order one by one, but just selecting the
Yeah.
tracks. And yeah, of course, it depends on the time of the night you're playing, the club you are playing. So yeah, it depends on different factors, but yeah.
Yeah. And the question for both of you, when you DJ together or separately, do you see your set with an energy that is constant or it keeps increasing or it goes up and down or it goes up and down and up and down or
For me, depends on the length of the set.
Yeah.
Usually, if I have 2 hours in the peak time of the night, I just try to play not bangers, but I try to keep the intensity during these 2 hours. The more time I have to develop my set, the more ups and downs I can do.
For me, I'm very an up and down DJ. Like I really like to go up and down, left and right whenever the set is and short or long set. I like to create different moments and to go somewhere, and
yeah.
also, I really like it depends from the plan because I always have a plan when I go to play a gig. It depends from the club, it depends from the city, from the crowd. So I always bring my collection with me and I don't create a specific playlist for a gig. I just have folders organized, my collections organized in folders, organized in vibe, color, or intensity, BPM, and many details. And then I go live
Yeah.
checking in the folders because I want to take the people somewhere or the vibe is asking for something. And then I try to understand which track is going to be the best for this, for making the people happy and myself too, of
Yeah.
course.
Do you guys see that as a two-way communication with the
Yeah.
crowd? Yeah.
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 Of course, it's important. It's the most important thing to have the crowd on mind.
Yeah.
Of course, playing the music you like, but the people are there for dancing, for enjoying.
Yeah.
So you cannot only play the music you want to play. You need to be careful also of that. So it's really important to have this exchange of energy with the crowd.
Yeah, it's a deal. DJing
Yeah.
for me is to get compromised, with the crowd and to create something that is gonna be wholesome for both for both of us, for the DJ and the crowd in itself, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why it's about compromising and finding the right music for the crowd, but all still that has to be your thing.
Yeah.
I think if the DJ don't enjoy the music, the crowd
It's all.
won't enjoy the music, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a change of energy for sure.
Yeah.
Like the vibe you are, the energy you are having during the night is
Yeah.
the energy you are transmitting to
Yeah.
the people, and that's very important also because
Yeah.
when you are giving this energy to them, you will receive this. You are receiving this same energy from them. So
Yeah.
it's like a never-ending
Circle.
exchange. Yeah,
For example, me, I think the club night, like if I'm DJing, I'm the pilot of the dance floor, you know. I'm not the protagonist. The protagonist is the crowd. And me, as DJ, I'm part of the crowd. I'm just in front of you, but I'm part of you. And then my job is to take every one of us somewhere, you know, and but everyone has to be happy and has to agree on what we are listening. So here comes the most difficult part of the DJing, I think, to understand the energy, to read the energy of the crowd and try to be to find that point which is in the middle between all of us
Yeah.
yeah,
And then playing with that.
and playing
Yeah.
with that, going in that
Yeah.
point all together.
Yeah.
yeah,
I really believe on the point, especially on the energy one, which is,
Yeah.
I think someone said to me in another context, you need to allow other people to express themselves by expressing yourself first.
yeah.
So it's super
Absolutely.
important that if you're having fun and you're enjoying it, you want to,
Exactly.
right, smile,
Yeah.
look at people, dance, whatever you want to do, like you should do it so people feel comfortable in doing that themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget, we don't have to forget that we are in a party.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
I understand the artistic intent
Mm-hmm.
of every DJ, but still we must have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
And talking about, for example, when you're touring a lot or you're playing a lot of gigs that require traveling, what is your schedule like during the week? How do you make sure that you can still produce and rest enough to be effective also at producing?
being balanced is I think the thing. Like it's really hard to get balanced. It took many years to me, and I think to Mario also to find this balance, because we also have a normal life, you know. We want to do everything, but sometimes because of traveling, it's really hard to do everything. So
Yeah.
I'm basically organized in going in the places where I want to be during the week, a little bit, but every day, you know. So doing a little bit of everything and without losing the opportunities
Yeah.
of missing, I would say. So, for example, I go to the gym every day, almost every day, and studio also one, twice a week, and then I prepare one day the gig, one day off. So it's about, yeah, quite balanced for me right now.
Yeah.
For me, it depends, but yeah, it's the more gigs you have, the less energy you have for going to the studio, and that's sad because I really enjoy both sides, like DJing and producing, but flying, airports, a few hours of sleeping kills a lot your energy, and sometimes it's hard to keep this
Yeah.
balance.
Super.
So yeah, for that reason, lately I'm enjoying some weekends off I'm having, because means that I have more energy for going to the studio. Means also that I'm allowed to go to the club if there's a DJ I like playing, so I will get
Yeah.
this inspiration. So yeah, but every month I will say is different. There are months that we are playing a lot. There are months, for example, summer, that you don't have as much gigs, and during the winter, and yeah, the thing, as he said, is keeping balance between
balance, yeah.
everything. But yes, sometimes we put much. We try to force ourselves, and yeah, sometimes it's difficult, you know,
Yeah.
to keep this balance. Also, in terms of going to the studio, I see a big difference. If you can only go 1 day per week, it's not the same as if you can go 3 days per week. Because when I'm going the third day in a row, I really feel the difference that going once per week. Yeah, sometimes it's complicated to keep this balance. But yeah, we cannot complain. We do our best, of course, every time. Yeah.
It's
And
tricky. Yeah.
it's good to have some free weekends
Yeah.
because you find yourself, you find time to do some more stuff
Yeah,
for yourself.
to see your friends
Friends,
also.
yeah,
Yeah,
See
it's
super
to have
important.
important.
regular life,
Yeah.
you know, because our life is not regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to go back in the, you know, in the regular life. And yeah, it's really fine to have free weekends. Like some DJs, it looks like they miss something when they have free weekends, but no, they should be happy and have, you know, to have more time for to invest in
Yeah.
their life
And to reset.
and
Find
to
a balance.
Exactly. Yeah.
and rest the
Yeah.
ears, the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
important. In terms of for producers, what could be a good way for them to find and connect with their audience in a way that is authentic? A lot of people in our world don't like social media, don't really manage to use it because they don't just don't like it. They don't like to create an image for whatever the work that they're doing. What has worked for you to connect with your audience?
For me, as everyone knows, I'm not a big fan of social media, and for me, I always have this in mind that the only way I want to connect with my audience is making music and doing my best every time I'm playing in at any club. That for me is where I put all my effort. I of course I know that nowadays social media is one of the main things in terms of connecting with people. I totally respect, but I'm a bit more old school person in this way. And of course, I know it's super important, but for me, it doesn't feel natural to do it, you know. And yeah, for me, as I told you, the main way to connect with my people is putting all my soul or all my effort when I'm playing, for example, or when I'm producing the music. And yeah.
I think social medias are good tools, and they are especially good because they give us the opportunity to connect with the other artists and DJs we respect. So it's another source of inspiration. And back in the days, there were no social medias, so this was not possible. And we are now in the future, so why not to use them? And yeah, even if I'm not a big fan of how social medias are now used nowadays, I anyway support the case for the previous, the what I said before, like about the connection.
Because, for example, you guys connected through social media, so it's very useful to have.
Yeah. What makes me a bit sad lately is I see there is people put more effort on social media than in music, for example, and we don't have to forget that we are here for the music, you know. So
The music is still the substance and the
yeah,
Yeah, basically, the music has to be the main thing,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
not the being on social medias, because a lot of artists they want to get liked, you know, but it's not so important, you know.
we don't have to forget that music has to be first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't see this like the main goal of in general. So yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. And I wanted to ask you some questions about the labels that you guys run or have run. And so, Gianluca, with KSR, you started a label now 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, 2018,
Yes.
roughly.
September 2018. I think it was September 2017.
Okay.
But first release was, yeah, so 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. And
More.
how has the label evolved since then?
So the label born as necessity because I was creating a lot of music and I was a bit tired of sending to spread my music on other labels. I said, okay, if I can get this amount of music, I should own my own, I should run my own label because I believe in what I'm doing. And anyway, the other labels are giving me good feedbacks. I'm getting like the fan base growing. I'm getting I don't know,
Yeah.
satisfaction.
You're
I'm
connecting with
getting
the audience.
something back
Yeah, yeah.
from the music I'm releasing. So, okay, this was a good start releasing on other labels. I think now is time to run my own label, and I released the first EP, which was mine, 4 tracks, 6 tracks, 4 on vinyls and 2 digitals bonus, and the EP sold 300 copies in 2 months, for
Wow.
example. It was 2018, which was not the best timing for vinyl selling. So the distribution was really happy, and they told me we should press more of your stuff. And then I went through the release number 2, 3, 4, and now we arrived to the 11, which just came out. And I really enjoyed the evolution of my label because at the beginning it started as necessity of releasing Kaiser
Just your
only.
music. Yeah.
And then I said, but as DJ, I really like to play the others' music, so why not to release the other artist' music and also to give a chance of having different music on the label and not just my music. Maybe only my music can the people can get bored to listen only my music. So yeah, it's my label, so of course I'm free to release only my music. But also I think as label owner, and they said, okay, let's push more music on the label. And I started to release various artists. And then I started also the digital catalog only, where I'm pushing the newcomers. So whenever I get demos, I'm always listening to the demos.
Very cool.
Sometimes, whenever I'm full, I say I'm sorry, the schedule is busy, but I always take a listen of the music I receive as demos, as promos, because it's what I was looking for when I was a young artist, you know, when I was sending the demos, I was hoping the label owner was going to listen to my music.
Yeah.
I received so many no, and I received so many like not
No answer.
responding.
Yeah.
And so, now I'm happy to do the opposite, because I know what does it
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
And I just get in touch with everyone whenever is it possible, because sometimes I receive music which is very far away from my concept, and I basically don't don't get in touch with the people, but
Yeah.
I think they can get it. Why, So right now the label is going very well. I'm proud of it. It became actually a good techno place
Yeah.
for the scene.
Yeah. You're happy with the label, and
Yes.
yeah, it's great to
Very
hear.
happy.
Yeah.
Very happy with the label.
Yeah. And Mario, for you, Order and Devotion, you stopped the label officially, right?
Yes.
For a while.
For me, it's totally the opposite experience as Gianluca. I started the label with the intention of releasing my music. I did 2 releases just with my own music. They sold pretty well also. And yeah, at that point, I started to receive demos from other artists. And yeah, at that time, I started to release after the second EP. I started to release pretty talented, but at the same time, pretty unknown artists.
Yeah.
So they were not selling very well. I have to be honest with this. And yeah, I lost much money. So at that point, after 3 releases from other artists, I couldn't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, I decided to stop. And until now. Yeah. Now I'm planning to start a new label next year just to release my music. But yeah, this old one gave me a big lesson that it's important to make things in the proper way with no rush, and everything needs time. So before releasing artists, like as I said before, super talented artists, but unknown artists, it's important to create a solid base with the label. And for me, it was a big lesson I learned from this. So yeah, I was pretty sad at that time. Now I see, I realized that it was another lesson in life. You know, like for me, the best way to learn is making mistakes.
sure.
Yeah, this one of the mistakes I did back in the days.
It's
Because
painful, but you know.
it's painful, but yeah, I was young. I was young. I didn't have any experience, so I tried my best. It didn't work, so yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have this knowledge for the next one.
For the next label, which is also very important.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with it.
Thank you, bro.
This is great. And a couple of final questions that I want to ask before we close the interview. What drives you in life? For each of you. You can start if you want, Mario.
Yes, for me, I will say music. It what drives me. Since I was really young, music made me feel something different, something super special, and my whole life has been run by music. Like most of my friends I have now. Most of the friends I have now, I met them because of the music. Of course, I have my old friends from school. I still have good relationship with them, but music has been and is still something. Is my main pillar in my life.
Very cool. Yeah.
For me, curiosity. I'm too curious. I want to discover always new things. I want to experience anything, without any kind of limits. And I really like to live, to say, most of the time, yes, whenever a new experience comes up. Because I just love learning new things, and then adapt these new things I've been learning, of course, in the best quality I can, and giving an opportunity to myself of exploring
Yeah.
and new people, new places, and new adventures.
Creatively, yeah. Very important. And what are projects or gigs that you are excited about for the next months?
We actually have a nice gig upcoming together for the New Year's event. It's
Berlin?
gonna be it's gonna be in Madrid.
Okay.
Paul Group Showcase.
Wow, nice.
We are thankful to Oscar that invited us to play for his party, and we are gonna play as a first reaction. So alongside a proper lineup, and we are very looking forward. And then, of course, there is something else for me. I just played my first gig in Berghain last August 5th. I'm going to play again in January. So at the beginning of January, I have my second show there, and I'm very, very looking forward.
Very cool. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. Super nice.
For me, I will say the same. Like this year I had the opportunity to play for the first time in my most favorite club, that is Berghain, and yeah, I'm excited to be able to develop my sound there. So yeah, I'm also playing again soon, and yeah, it was makes me super motivated and happy, you know. So yeah,
I'm very happy for you and congrats.
you.
Thank
I know
you so
it
much.
matters a lot.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, it means a lot because for sure, it's our favorite place.
We are
We have been
beloved.
working hard for this opportunity, and we put much love and much effort every time we have a chance to show our music in this place. And we truly have a big respect for the institution itself, and also for the crowd there, and yeah,
For the walls.
yeah,
For the walls
for
of
the
that
walls
place.
there.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
And one final question that we ask every guest: what questions should we ask the next guest without knowing who they're gonna be? One question each. Something that we should ask the next guest.
What motivates you to make music? What's the intention you have in terms of playing or doing music? Or yeah,
Or simply why you are here today, you know?
that's also really nice.
In the world.
Like why you
No, in the
are
world or here?
Here, in almost
here doing the
Yeah.
interview. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing the interview to you, but you know my question is as interviewer is why you think you should get this interview today.
Interesting.
Basically, why you do this, you know?
Yeah.
So
Very-
like
very-
going deep, a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Can I ask you the question to you?
Well, for sure, because we are related to the same heart, which is music, and for sure because as humble people, we want to share what we know about it, and we want to share our experience to let the people know, knowing better this word, actually,
Yeah.
I think.
Very cool.
Yeah, I would love to show the people like this is our real passion, and
Yeah.
we risk many things for being here. No one is. We don't know we are gonna be in 10 years.
Yeah.
But we took the risk 10
Yeah.
years ago or 8 years ago, whatever, you know. But it's important. Like I would like to say to people that if you truly believe or you have this passion, fight for it.
Yeah.
You never know what will happen, and
Yeah. Never.
there is our case. Like,
Yeah.
we
Never.
sacrifice many things for being what we are now, but I think we are
It's
we
worth
are
it.
proud of it, no?
Yeah.
It's worth it.
We are proud and simply I would say never give up. you
Yeah.
know, Never.
Yeah.
If you think that thing is your life, don't
fight for it.
Yes, don't make it fly away from you. Keep it, you know,
Yeah.
and you will receive so many no in life, so many, and those no have to be your force, you know, to get on the point, and not a no that makes you sad and you just leave it. No, that's the wrong way.
Yeah. I really appreciate this, and also you guys taking the time to do that for the audience, for people who will see that.
Yeah.
And it's almost unbelievable that there is always someone that reaches out from another part of the world that you never met that says, this really helped me.
Yes.
Nice.
So it's super important. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
thank you for
you.
having us. It means a lot, and yeah.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure, and I hope the audience will enjoy.